Vanna White has defended her decision to continue on Wheel of Fortune after her long-term co-host Pat Sajak retired earlier this year. In a new interview, Vanna, 67, discussed her future on the long-running CBS show, as a new era for Wheel of Fortune gets underway later this month. The beloved TV star will reprise her presenting role alongside Ryan Seacrest, who was named Pat's replacement, when Wheel of Fortune returns to TV screens on September 9. Vanna, who was expected to follow Pat into retirement, recently told the New York Times she wasn't quite ready to hang up her heels and play golf every day. "Fortunately, I'm healthy, I'm active and I can still walk in those 6-inch heels and I still wear those dresses," she told the newspaper. "Well, they're not necessarily 6 inches, they feel like they're 6 inches, Vanna quipped. Vanna will continue to co-host Wheel of Fortune through the 2025-26 season. "I'm working with Ryan." Legendary presenter Pat, 77, announced in a short statement last June that he was retiring from Wheel of Fortune after hosting the game show for over 4 decades. "It's been a wonderful ride," the TV veteran, who has hosted over 8,000 episodes of Wheel of Fortune, added. Shortly after, Ryan, 49, confirmed he would be taking over from Pat in a heartfelt message on social media. Vanna recently admitted she was initially very scared to work with the American Idol presenter, after 41 years of co-hosting Wheel of Fortune with Pat. Appearing alongside Ryan, she was discussing his upcoming debut during a segment on the CBS Sunday morning show on September 1. When correspondent Luke Burbank asked Vanna about her experience co-hosting Wheel of Fortune with Ryan, she said, "I think our chemistry is good." However, Vanna agreed, she was initially nervous about that element, telling the broadcaster, "I had no idea what to expect when I'm used to one person for so long. I was very scared, but he's doing a great job," she continued, referring to the transition from Pat to Ryan, ahead of the show's 42nd season premiere next week. Ryan's WEF future revealed. Ryan will host Wheel of Fortune through the early 2030s to help the show transition seamlessly to a streaming platform. Sony chairman Tony Vinciquerra told The Times, "We want to have the continuity of the host, someone who is well known, and who will travel with the show through that transition. I can't think of a better person to do that with than Ryan." Both Wheel of Fortune and Jeopardy! Are currently only available to watch on cable, which has made it more difficult to attract younger viewers who are tuned into streaming platforms like Netflix. The sister shows, which are both owned by Sony, recently revealed that a streaming announcement is imminent. Ryan is shaking things up. A source close to the production told the U.S. Sun that Ryan's hosting style could not be more different to Pat's laid-back demeanor. "Ryan is simply not doing the low-key version of the show that Pat did," a longtime studio source said. "He's brought every bit of his hype-beast morning radio and New Year's Eve energy to the production of his first episodes," they added, referring to Ryan's other hosting gigs. The Times reported that Ryan has infused the show with a new energy, explaining, "He can break into a salsa dance. He moves easily around the stage. And he does not require index cards, one of Mr. Sajak's hallmarks, when he introduces each new contestant." Explaining how he prepared for one of TV's most coveted presenting gigs, Ryan told the outlet, "I studied episodes of Pat and Vanna. I read the rule book, I made flashcards of the rules." Wheel of Fortune's 42nd season premieres on Monday, September 9. The dazzling lights of Hollywood shone as brightly as ever on the set of Wheel of Fortune, but there was a palpable shift in the atmosphere. Longtime co-host Pat Sajak's retirement had left a significant void, and the spotlight now turned to Vanna White, who had gracefully navigated the game show's letter-turning duties for decades. In an unexpected twist, White decided to stay on the show, defying many who assumed her departure was imminent. With a cheeky grin and a sparkle in her eye, White took to the media to explain her decision, and her response was as entertaining as it was insightful. As the cameras flashed and the press gathered, Vanna White stepped into the limelight with her characteristic poise. She approached the podium, her signature smile radiating warmth and confidence. The room buzzed with anticipation, and White, dressed in a vibrant blue gown that seemed to echo the show's iconic color scheme, began her address. "Well, isn't this a turn of events?" White began, her voice tinged with playful sarcasm. I've been turning letters for so long, I think I've developed a close relationship with every single one of them. They're like family, sometimes a little demanding, but always a part of my life." The audience erupted in laughter, appreciating White's humor and self-awareness. She continued, "When Pat announced his retirement, there were immediate speculations that I'd be hanging up my letter turner too. But let's be real, if I left, who would keep the spinning wheel in check? It's a lot of responsibility, you know. Have you ever tried to control a gigantic wheel while making sure it doesn't take out a camera or a contestant? It's an art form." White's cheeky defense was more than just a light-hearted quip, it was a testament to her dedication and passion for the show. She explained that her decision to stay on was driven by her love for Wheel of Fortune and her desire to continue its legacy. "This show has been my life for decades," she said. "It's not just a job, it's a part of who I am. I've seen so many people come and go, but one thing remains constant, the joy we bring to our viewers. That's something I'm not ready to let go of just yet." The press conference took a more reflective turn as White recounted her journey on the show. She spoke about the memorable moments, the laughs, and even the occasional missteps that made her role on Wheel of Fortune a cherished part of television history. "Pat and I have shared countless memories," she said, her voice softening. "From those hilarious bloopers to the heartfelt stories of contestants winning big, it's been an incredible ride. And while Pat may have stepped away, I'm here to keep the show's spirit alive." White's decision was also met with enthusiastic support from the show's loyal fans. Social media buzzed with excitement as viewers expressed their joy at her continued presence. Many took to Twitter and Instagram to share their favorite moments with White, highlighting her role as an integral part of the show's charm. "I think people underestimate the role of a co-host," White continued, her tone becoming more earnest. "Pat and I had a unique chemistry that made the show what it is today. But just because Pat is retiring doesn't mean the show has to change drastically. I've always believed that consistency is key, and I want to ensure that our audience still feels that familiar warmth when they tune in." As she addressed the media, White also hinted at potential new developments for the show. "There's always room for fresh ideas," she teased. "While I'll be sticking to my letter-turning duties, there are some exciting changes on the horizon."